what is up everybody, Reubin here. My name's Reubin and welcome back to Interactive Horror Stories. I do apologize about the delay of getting back to this series, but we are here and we are finally going to finish this off with the last story in the series, Madness in an Infinite Loop. So as always, we're going to jump in and we're going to see exactly what this story has to offer. So, you're doomed to live in a depressing Monday which keeps repeating itself. No matter what you do, you wake up to the same day, even if you commit suicide. Can you keep your morals and mental health when nothing you do is permanent? And why are you stuck in this infinite loop? Play to find out. It is possible to break the loop now. We updated this app, so if you are stuck, you can see our Facebook post about how to get the good ending in the story. So this is basically just giving us a little bit of background information as well as some information from the developer himself. So let's have a look. Let's see what we can do to try and break this infinite loop. If I'm going to make the right decisions, or, like all the past stories, end up making the wrong decisions. So you wake up in your bed, you wish you were dead. In fact, you shouldn't have been dead. You should have been dead. You committed suicide lots of times. But no, there is no afterlife for you. Only the repeat of the same day. Not only do you hate your never-ending day, but also yourself. You have an obligation to go to work. You hate your job and small cubicle in the cold office. Maybe you do something crazy today and spend the day at home. Or kill yourself. You're in bed, it is a rainy morning. There is a wooden table near your bed. On the table there is your alarm clock and a picture of your ex-wife. There is a drawer beneath the table. So, geez, okay, this doesn't exactly give us much of an option. Look out the window, look at the alarm clock, look at the picture, open the drawer or go to the bathroom. So let's start at the top. We'll look out the window. You are at the 13th and top floor of the apartment building. The sky is covered with grey clouds. Its greyness is reflected upon everything you see. People are walking in a hurry. Some of them don't have umbrellas on this rainy morning. There are no green trees, only high concrete structures. There isn't any trace of happiness out there. So let's look at the alarm clock. Your digital alarm clock shows it's 7 a.m. Monday morning when this green LCD lights. This is the exact time you wake up each repeating morning, and it's always Monday whenever you wake up. Okay, let's have a look at look at the picture of our ex-wife. This photograph shows you with your ex-wife at the beach when you were on your honeymoon. She has a long black hair, brown eyes and a pretty face. She was the prettiest woman for you, and when you were together, you both looked so happy in this frame, with sincere smiles. But it was the past. You feel a terrible guilt looking at this picture. Open the drawer. You open the drawer. There is only one important item in here. Your 9mm pistol. It has a capacity of 17 rounds. You know what? We're gonna close the drawer. We're not gonna resort to the suicide thing just yet, if that isn't even a case that we have to avoid. So we're gonna go to the bathroom. You're in the bathroom looking at the mirror. You see you need to shave your beard, grow a few millimeters, but bad enough for your work. If you wish, you can scar your face with your razor or cut your wrists to commit suicide, because you wake up with an intense self-hate each morning. Holy shit, no, we're not going to cut our face or slit our wrists. We're quite simply just going to shave that beautiful beard. You shave your beard. You hate how you look. You hate how you look when you don't have facial hair. Even your mother says that you look like an egg this way. No, we're not going to do any one of those things. We're not going to cut our face and we're not going to slit our wrists. We're going to move over to the living room. You are in the living room now. There is your old television and worn sofa in front of it. Your dispersed suit is on the sofa. Oh, your dispersed suit is on the sofa. You can either go to work or spend the whole day watching television. You'll probably get fired if you choose it. But if we are in the exact same loop every single day, that every Monday repeats itself, it really doesn't matter if we're going to end up getting fired or not, because the next day is just going to obviously repeat itself. But the question bodes, if this is the last day that it repeats itself, and today is the day that you choose to spend the day watching TV and you end up getting fired, and the next day doesn't repeat itself, but Tuesday actually rolls on, that means you've lost your job. But you know what? I think since we've been doing this for such a long time, let's spend the day watching TV. You turn on your old television and sit on the sofa in front of it. Okay, the first channel you see is the news. The news is about a war going on in a distant part of the planet. You see bombed homes and dead children under the debris. Immigrants are trying to flee on overcrowded boats. Next channel. The second channel is a beauty contest, but for little kids. You see kids with makeup. Their painted faces disgust you. The jury consists of elder men. And that's quite funny because we actually have shows like that in real life. The third channel is an advertisement about a new antidepressant. It shows a woman running with happiness in a field of grass and flowers. But you notice that the grass and flowers are plastic. Now you see something you'd never expect to see on television. It's a man in a suit, but his head is a goat skull. The man, or demon, with a goat skull gazes into your soul. He asks you, you are stuck in an infinite loop. Do you remember the why this is happening to you? Obviously not, no. Let me show you, then you won't like it. The television shows your ex-wife's face. She's crying with despair. A 9mm pistol gets in the frame. It's pointed at her head. The trigger is pulled and she is dead. The camera now shows the man who pulled the trigger. You. You see yourself cry like a baby. You killed her, but you still loved her. The television screen fades away. What will you do? So the thing is, we saw our 9mm pistol in the drawer next to our bed. And obviously when we had a look at the picture of our wife, we found nothing but guilt and sadness when looking at that picture. We hate ourselves every single morning we wake up. So could this probably be a reflection that we were responsible for killing our wives? I suppose we'll have to find out. So take sleeping pills and sleep, shoot yourself, cut your wrists in the bathtub. You know what? No. Let's just go to bed. I'm not liking the fact of taking the easy routes out just yet. So take sleeping pills and sleep. Your sleeping pills have been your best friend. They make you sleep instantly. You could like them more if they'd made you wake up to a different day though. You take 2 pills and go to sleep. You wake up in your bed, you wish you were dead. In fact, you should have been dead. You committed suicide lots of times. But no, there is no life for you. Only the repeat of the same day. Not only do you have your never-ending day, but also yourself. So the day has obviously repeated itself as we continue yet again. You have an obligation to your work, you hate your job, and a smooth cubicle in your cold office. Maybe you could do something crazy today, like spend your day at home or kill yourself. So we know what happens when we look out the window. We know what happens when we look at the alarm clock, the picture of our wife, and we know what's in the drawer. So let's move over to the bathroom. Now obviously something has to change. So last time we shaved our beard. So this time let's cut our own face. Holy shit, I can't believe that's actually a sentence I'm saying. You pick up the razor and start cutting your face with self-hatred. Blood drips out of each scar. At the end of the 5 minutes of masochist action, you leave your face with so many scars that your face looks red. Now that you're in the bathroom, if you wish we can scar our face. Now you know what, let's go to the living room. Once again, we now send over here. So let's actually go to work. You wear your suit and head off to work. It's a rainy day, but you have lost your umbrella. You get wet till you reach the subway station. It takes about 15 minutes to reach it. While descending the stairs to the subway station, you pass by 2 strangers, 2 teenagers smoking cigarettes. They are at most 13 years old. The kids are afraid of you because of what you did on your face. You never wanted to have kids. They would have probably liked those teenagers who began smoking at this early age. You took a sterilization operation a few years ago, but your wife didn't know about it. People in the subway station look at you with horror and surprise. Probably they have never seen someone who cut his face this way. You can't expect people to react normally to what you have done. After waiting for 10 minutes, you see the approaching lights of the subway in the tunnel. You know what, we're gonna get on the train, we're not gonna jump in front of the rails. After the train stops, you get in with a crowd of commuters, and it departs. After 15 minutes, you arrive at the ugly grey skyscraper that you call office building. At the entrance of your office, at the 13th floor of the skyscraper, you see your boss. He's the man you hate most, an overweight bald man with a black mustache. You always wanted to murder him, but you always controlled your anger somehow, because once you react in anger, you lose control of yourself. He stares at you. Now, it mentions that we are at the 13th floor of the skyscraper. If I'm not mistaken, we live on the 13th floor of our apartment building, so 1313. I wonder if that's got anything to do with anything. As you were about to go to your cubicle, your boss stops you. What the fuck have you done with your face? I knew you were a sick fuck, but this is too much. Fuck off. I don't want you in my office anymore. You're fired. Go home. You don't have personal belongings in your office, so you go straight home. Nothing interesting happens until you reach home. So obviously, because of the actions we had taken at fucking up our own face, we've now been sent home because of, well, obvious reasons. You're at home now. What will you do? Fuck, I so badly don't want to choose this, but spending the day watching TV, we know what's going to happen. We're going to go through the channels, we're going to find that person again. He's going to tell us that it's because of us that our wife died or something like that, or that's why we're stuck in this infinite loop. And taking our sleeping pills and going to sleep is just going to start the day over again. So, so we cut our wrists in the bathtub. You pick up the razor, take off all your clothes, and step inside the bathtub. After sitting inside the tub, you start cutting your wrists horizontally. Soon you start to lose your self-consciousness, alongside with your blood. Bathtub gets filled with your blood. You wake up in your bed, you wish you were dead. In fact, you should have been dead. You committed suicide lots of times. So the story's repeated itself. I've got no idea what chain of events or what specific set of answers we're going to have to choose in order for this to obviously come to an end. So let's try this again. We're going to go to the bathroom. We're not going to cut our wrists. We're going to simply just, we're not going to do anything. We're not going to shave our beard. We're not going to do anything. We're just quite simply going to go to the living room and we're going to go through to work. We get to obviously the station, and this is where we see those kids again. Wait for the train to arrive. So after 10 minutes, you see the approaching lights of the subway in the tunnel. Get on the subway. So once again, let's see what happens when we actually end up getting to work. As you were about to get... Okay, so what this time? The boss stops us again, but this time he stops us and says, I told you to shave your beard like 1,000,000 times. What the heck are you? A monkey? I don't do business with fucking monkeys here. You are fired. Oh my gosh, this guy's the biggest douche under the sun. And then once again, its implication, we take our sleeping tablets and the day repeats itself. How the hell am I going to get out of this loop? So let's actually do this properly. We'll go to the bathroom. We'll shave our beards. Beautiful. We'll go to the living room. Lovely. And we'll go to work. Once again. Hold on. This one seems a little bit different now. So while descending the stairs to the subway station, you pass by two teenagers smoking cigarettes. They are at most 13 years old. You overhear one of them say this. I watch TV to remember. I think that has got something to do. Okay, hold on. Let's do this. You're in the subway station. Nobody notices you. You haven't done anything interesting like cutting your face. Okay, get on the subway. Go to the office. Go to your cubicle. Okay, so you get in front of your old computer. The monitor has a big tube that you hate. You start working on your shitty duties. You do repetitive things. Those should have been done by an automatic system. Your only break is looking at the social media. It's actually forbidden in the office, but you found a back door. You see a picture of a friend of yours at the beach. He's with your ex-wife and her new boyfriend. You had actually blocked your ex-wife and her boyfriend so that you wouldn't see them once again. But it doesn't work if they are shown in other people's photos. The couple looks so happy together. She looks happier this time than how she was with you. Wait, does that mean she's alive? I thought we were responsible for killing her. Nothing interesting happens during the rest of the day. You feel quite sleepy. You won't need sleeping pills now. You fall asleep and find yourself in a dream. You never had any dreams during the time you got stuck in the loop. In this dream, you find yourself at the entrance of your apartment with your suit on. It is nighttime. Apparently, you have just arrived home from a tiring day in work. No lights are turned on in the apartment, but candle lights are coming from your kitchen. And you hear the voice of your wife coming from a candlelit kitchen. Honey, welcome. She's standing in the kitchen with a pretty smile on her face. She's wearing a red dress. 2 candles are lit on the kitchen desk. 2 dishes of spaghetti bolognese, a bottle of wine was also on the table. You are surprised because you had never seen her this alive since the infinite loop began. While you are able to say nothing, she holds your hand. I have great news to tell you. Okay, we'll play along. What is it, honey? I'm pregnant. You remember that you had a sterilization operation before without letting your wife know. A tantrum is about to overwhelm you. The situation makes you unable to say anything. Okay, so we had a sterilization operation to obviously prevent us from having kids, and we never told our wife. And now that our wife is pregnant, Okay, I can only imagine where our head has gone. Our head has run to the fact that our wife is cheating on us and she's trying to cover up the situation by saying that it's our child. Now, the question is it actually our child? Because sterilization operations aren't always 100% effective, depending on what kind of say operation you are going for. Now, secondly, is it actually a fact that our wife is cheating on us and has been impregnated by somebody else? Or is it maybe some kind of miracle baby and has got maybe something to do with this infinite loop that we are stuck in? So let's actually try to take the sensible route. Let's try and calm ourselves down before we go too far. You sit on the chair, trembling with anger. Darling, what is wrong? She puts her palm on your face. Explain to her the operation. She listens to you carefully as you explain to her how you got an operation that makes you unable to become a father. She defends herself, but I swear you are the only man. I don't know how, but you see, the doctor once again. Can there be a mistake in the operation? Something that you don't expect starts happening. You start feeling that you are waking up from the dream, but you aren't in your bed now, you are still in the kitchen, but as an entity without a body. It is impossible to say at which point you are in the three-dimensional space. Your presence covers all the kitchen and you see everything. You see the lying bodies of two dead people, your wife and yourself. The gun is in your hand, pointed at your own head. You feel the presence of a second entity, but it is not your wife. It is a demon, or angel, that kept you in the loop. You hear his voice. Do you know what? She was right. She never cheated on you. The operation wasn't successful. You're at the end of the road that goes down to redemption. The loop is broken. Now follow me. I will show you where your soul goes. The end. What? Okay, so that was confusing. So somehow we were stuck in an infinite loop. And it looks like either a demon or an angel threw us into this infinite loop to try and teach us a lesson, to try and make us understand what we did and the actions of what we had done. So when we started off all of this, we found out that we had a growing sense of guilt whenever we looked at the picture of our ex-wife. And then secondly, we found a gun in our drawer. Then later on, we saw, when we watched TV, when we decided to stay at home and watch TV, we saw ourselves killing our wife. Then obviously we tried a couple of different routes. We ended up dying, we ended up going to sleep, we cut our own wrists, we cut our own face, we got fired twice, we continued with the normal day work. And then we fell asleep. And we noticed that we ended up in a situation where we got back to our apartment and our wife had made dinner for us. She tells us that she's pregnant. Now, leading up to that, we found out that we had an operation to ensure that we can't become a father. And then obviously I'm guessing what happened in reality, before we were thrown into this loop, we overreacted and ended up killing our wife and then turned the gun on ourselves and killed ourselves. And then whatever it was, either the angel or the demon threw us into this loop to show us that our wife was right. She didn't ever cheat on us. We jumped to the conclusion stating that she did, so we killed her for it because we believed that she was sleeping with another man. And therefore, we killed her, we killed ourselves, and the demon threw us into this loop to show us that it was quite simply the operation wasn't successful, and that this whole adventure that this loop created was to one step towards redemption. But I'm guessing that because we committed murder, and because we took our own lives, I don't think heaven is in our books. But I guess we'll never know. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings to an end Madness in an Infinite Loop, as well as the interactive horror story series. I do hope you guys have enjoyed the entire series and this video. It has been interesting. Some of the stories have been okay, some of them have been very, very good, and then some of them, like this last one, have been relatively confusing. But once again, I've enjoyed every single one of them, and I hope you guys have enjoyed them as well. Now, if you have, then by all means, leave a like and subscribe, and as always, I will see you beautiful people in my next video. But obviously, until then, cheers.